Today we'll be unboxing and testing out a new heat press, and this heat press is unlike any heat press I've ever used before, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. If we're just meeting right now, hi, my name is Nisha. Welcome to Little Craft Nest. Now, if things are looking a little different here, that's because I recently moved and I'm in the process of setting up my new craft room. So while I'm still unboxing a few things, I thought it would be fun to show you this new heat press. HTVRONT sent me their new phone case heat press, but it doesn't only do phone cases. You can also use it for ceramic ornaments or coasters or keychains or buttons. There's so many other uses. What's unique about this heat press is that it doesn't just press the top of an image like most heat presses do. This one also gets the sides. So when we make our phone case today, it's not going to just press an image on top. It's going to go all the way around the sides, and it's super cool. So let's check out what HTVRONT sent me and get this machine up and running. In the box, we've got some keychain blanks, a pile of phone cases here for Samsung and Apple, a phone case fixture set for Android phones with lots of interesting attachments. We've got some coasters and some ceramic ornaments, and we also have some sublimation film. This is what we're going to be using instead of regular sublimation paper. Now let's check out the actual heat press box. We've got some heat resistant tape as well as some heat resistant gloves, which will definitely come in handy, some pins or badges, a phone case fixture set. This time it's for iPhones, some more sublimation film, and we've got this heat plate here to go inside our machine. This will be for our flat substrates. And here is the phone case heat press in a beautiful light blue color. It looks so cute, just like the rest of HTVRONT's products. I just love the way their heat presses look. They're very aesthetically pleasing. And then it looks like we've got a pair of tweezers here as well. Now, to make your design for your phone case, you'll have to head over to the Locklick Idea Studio. Now, if you don't have the Locklick iCraft machine or another Locklick machine, that's okay. You can still download the Idea Studio, and you'll need this to get your templates. So once you've opened up Locklick Idea Studio, under My Device at the top, click that drop-down menu, and you're going to change that over to the HTVRONT phone case heat press. Now, under here, you'll see all your blanks. So we've got our iPhone blanks, Samsung, and then here at the bottom, we have flat substrates. So here you have your keychains or ceramic plates and luggage tags. So you're going to choose the substrate that you are using. So let's head over to Samsung. And the phone case I'll be using today is A71. Now, if you don't see your phone listed here, just pick one that's relatively close and that should work. So the A32 is relatively close. The camera lenses are in the same places, so we're going to be using that one. Then you can go up to File, Upload, and grab your design and open it up in Locklick. And it's going to scale your design down, so click on Shrink. And then you can readjust it. You can see I have a white border all around my image, so I do need to spread this out a little bit. So here is my design. You want to make sure your design covers this green area. Now the red line here is your phone case, then you've got your cameras, but we need it to extend out to this green dotted line because this is the area that will wrap around your phone. For some reason, I'm not able to print from the Idea Studio without setting up my Locklick iCraft, which I haven't set up in my craft room yet. I believe you should be able to, but maybe that's something Locklick is currently working on. So if you do have a Locklick machine connected, you should be able to print from Idea Studio. However, if you want to design or print from another program, you can definitely do that. So what I did for this, let's click on Cancel. And I'm going to delete my artwork here. And I'm using an iMac computer, so I'm going to click on Shift-Command-4 and highlight this outline here. So I am taking a screenshot of this shaded area here, and that's going to save automatically to my desktop. Now you can import that design into whatever software program you are using. I personally like to use Canva. So if I were to head over there, I'd start by creating a new design, go down to custom size, and I'm gonna size my canvas to A4 paper, which is 8.3 by 11.7 inches. And I'm doing that because that's the size of our sublimation film. Then you can grab that screenshot that you just took and drag and drop or upload that into Canva. Now, you'll probably wonder, how do I know what size this needs to be? So we can head back over to the Idea Studio, grab a shape. We're going to select the square, make sure it's unlocked here at the top, and then we're going to fit this square inside those green dotted lines. So you can see at the top, our square is 4.2 by 7.68. So if we go back to Canva, we can make our own square the same size. So if we click on square, go up to position, and then make sure we're unlocked over here, and then we can size it to the same size square, which was 4.2 by 7.68. And then we have to make sure this square is the same size. So we're gonna adjust this until that green square fits around the pink square, or at least close enough. Then we can delete our pink square that we made, and we're gonna center this. So make sure your design is centered with the page, because we do want our design to be printed in the center of our page. And then you can go ahead and use this as a guide to make your design. So you could actually add that square back or keep the one you had and cover that area. And then let's make it a different color. Let's say we wanted it to be purple. And you're like, I can't see the design now. So what you could do is go over to position and go over to your layers and drag that template layer on top. But now we can't see the purple square. So what you can do is go up above here and go over to transparency, bring the transparency down, and now you can see through your template while you're making your design. So go ahead, play around with that. That's the easiest way I found to create your designs outside of LockClick. Using LockClick Idea Studio would be the simplest, but if you're using another program, this is what you can do. Import your design, import the template, and then adjust the transparency, and then go ahead and create. So here's the final design that I ended up creating. And I actually duplicated my project. So down here, you can see it with the transparent template and where everything's gonna lay. And then this is my final design. So once you're finished with that, you can click on share, then download. And then I'm only gonna save that first page and click on done and then download. And once that's finished, your design should pop up on your computer like this, and you can go ahead and print your design. I'm using the Epson SureColor F170 sublimation printer, but you can use whatever sublimation printer that you have. So to print, I'm gonna go up to File, Print. I'm gonna select my sublimation printer, go down to Printer Options, Color Matching, Color Sync, and then I'm gonna set my surface to textile. Now I know this is a rigid surface, but I just find the textile setting always seems to work better for me. So then I'm gonna click OK, and then under printer settings, I'm also gonna change that from rigid to textile and change the print quality to fine, and then click OK. Now you want to make sure you're putting your printer film in your printer the right way. You want to print on the matte side, not the glossy side. So for my printer, I need to have that matte side facing down in my printer drawer. Now, my printer has no problem feeding these sheets through, but your printer may have a difficult time feeding the sublimation film through it. In that case, the sublimation film did come with these white little stickers, so you could attach a piece of blank paper to the film so that your printer is able to pick it up. So now we have all these little crazy phone gadgets, and they may look a little complicated at first, but I promise you it's not. So it comes with this little guide here showing all the little pieces, and they're all numbered so you know what is what. So if we go over to the back, you can find your phone number. Okay, not your phone number, your phone make model. You know what I mean. So if we go over to the Galaxy A71, it says all the pieces we need. So the lens pad, the filler blocks, and what corners we need. So I've already pulled those pieces out here. So we're going to grab all these pieces here and put them on here. And that's just going to ensure that there's no gaps on our fixture here. So let's open up our heat press. And you'll see on the bottom here, we've got like 2 little pegs. Those pegs are going to go in the top here. So we're going to place this in here. And then we're going to find the pieces that we need that correspond with the phone case we're using. So let's start with these corners and just slide them in. And then we have our filler pieces. So we've got this little angled one. This one goes here in the top. And then we've got this longer one. We can put that one there. And we've got this piece, which would go here. And I just put that in backwards. So that goes that way. There we go. And I think this one is backwards as well. That little hook piece I think needs to go on the outside, not the inside. Okay, that's looking better. And then we've got this little piece here, which will be taped inside the phone case with some heat resistant tape. So we can grab some of the tape here that it came with and just tape that in there. So I pressed in my phone case heat press, and we're going to turn the power on and then press the temperature button. So it's yellow right now. So the yellow is the top plate, and we're going to set this to 275. And then we'll press it again, and now we have a red button. So that's the bottom plate, and we'll also set that to 275. Now for our time, we're going to press the time button once, and this is the preheat setting, which is 5 seconds. We're going to leave it at that, and then we're going to press this button again, and it's red, and we're going to have this press for 300 seconds. So we'll turn it up to 300, and then we will close this while it warms up. While your machine is warming up, you can put your design on top. This needs to dry for 5 minutes. You also want to let the plates that we put inside the machine, they need to heat up for 5 minutes as well before we press our design on top. Once your machine has finished preheating, you can open it up. And something I forgot to mention is when you're printing out your designs, don't forget to mirror your image. Now, before we put our phone case on here, it's very important to remember to put some heat gloves on. You do not want to burn your hands. This is very hot. So we've got our case here, and what we're going to do is start at the corner and pull down and over like this when I put it on. So hopefully this works well. There we go. There we go. It is on. Now it seems to be bumping up a bit, and I think it's because of the plate that's inside the screen here. You could probably do it without putting that plate in, but let's test it like this and see if that works. So we have our image here. We're going to line it up. So I'm going to flip this over so that the side I printed on is facing my phone case. And you want to make sure that your film is touching the edges here, and then your machine is going to suck that down onto your phone case. So let's close this up. I am so nervous here. So we're going to shut this and then press the start button. Oh, and you can hear it just sucking down. It's sucking that film right onto your phone case. So once it has finished cooking, we can open it up. Oh my goodness, there's our phone case. It looks so cool. All right, we're gonna peel this while it's hot. So make sure you've got those gloves on. I'm gonna grab the corner here. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. I'm so nervous. Okay, now it's in this plastic here that we need to peel off. Oh my, look at this. It is so cute. And look, it got the edges, like the hearts, I on purpose put them over the edge so you can see them there. We've got our light blue color there with no lines. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I'm going to put this on a heat mat over here for it to cool down until I'm ready to touch it. But I do need to peel that piece off the back. I think I might wait till it's cool before I pick that tape off. Now, the phone case was not the very first thing I tested this machine out with. I started off with a ceramic ornament, and this just turned out super cute. We've got all the edges here, and I can't wait to make more Christmas ornaments with this machine. So to make this ornament, it's very similar to how you made the phone case. It's actually a little less complicated because you don't have to put together the little mold to go under it beforehand. All we have is this little template here. So you would warm your heat press up with this inside of it, and then there's all these lines on here so you know exactly where to set your blank. And again, all the templates for all your projects will be on the Locklick Ideas Studio. For the ceramic ornaments, I set both heat plates to 355 degrees, and then I pressed the design for 240 seconds, and I found that worked really well. Now you can also make these fun pins or badges with your machine, and we've got these little molds right here so that your pin can lay flat. So the pin piece just slides in there, and then this will lay flat inside your machine and you can press any design onto it. So let's go ahead and quickly make one of these fun pins. For the pins, I'm gonna add this heat plate to the machine here. And then I'm gonna take my pin holder here and we're gonna line it up with the circle. And I'm actually printing my pin out this way. So I'm gonna turn it on the side here and line that up. And then we're gonna close it up. And this time I'm gonna set my temperature for 285 for both plates, and my preheat time for 5 seconds, and the pressing time for 330 seconds. Okay, my design is finished drying for 5 minutes, so let's test this out. Let's put the button in here, and then we'll line this up on top. All right, let's close it up and see what happens. And there it is. It looks so good. Let's peel this plastic back here and let's see. Oh, it's beautiful. And now I've got the perfect birthday pin for whoever's birthday is next. I'm not sure who I'm giving this to yet, but look how cute it is. It did all the edges here and is just beautiful. So my final thoughts, I absolutely love this machine because I don't have a machine quite like this where it just suction cups your whole substrate and does the edges as well, which I think is fantastic. Absolutely love how every product I made turned out so well, and it wasn't too complicated to figure out how to use either. Let me know which project was your favorite, and I hope to see you on more crafting adventures.